Christmas is the best time of the year. And I think they're right. And in Bethlehem, every day is like Christmas. There's no place in the world like Bethlehem. I have a friend who lives in Bethlehem. He's just like thousands of other college kids. He's trying to prepare for exams. He's trying to find time to work, and he wants to spend time with his friends. Like many other college students around the world, he has to work hard in order to live. He is in the tourism business. As you guess, in Bethlehem, tourism is a big business. While he works with tourists, he's not the typical tour guide. His job is unique. He takes people through the wall that separates Israeli and Palestinian. And the wall not only separates Israeli and Palestinian, the wall that separates Elias and his friend Isaac. For Elias, it is a daily reminder there is no peace on earth. It is something that my family know all too well.
The story of Salim's family begins with his father, Jacob. The year was 1948, and war had broken out between Arabs and Jews fighting over a small patch of land in what was then called Palestine. It ended in the birth of a new nation, Israel. But it came at a terrible price for Jacob. Israeli soldiers took over his hometown, seizing his house and property, leaving the once prosperous and proud Palestinian an outcast in his own land.
His heart was broken not because of loss of homes and land. His heart was broken because a community, Christian community, that exists for 1,000 years in this land, in this area, got shattered, got broken. I said, why you have not told us all that story, all those things that happened? And he said, we didn't want you to grow up with bitterness, with anger, with a seed of hatred that will color and prevent you and block your ability to be a healthy human being in the future.
Salim says his father was able to forgive his enemies because of his faith in Jesus. A baby born 2,000 years ago into a similar world of hatred and division was still at work today, quietly softening hearts and sharing a message of forgiveness and peace. A message that even penetrated the heart of a former enemy. 60 years ago, Joseph ben Eleazar, a Holocaust survivor, was one of the actual Israeli soldiers who evicted Jacob and other Palestinians from their homes. In the years since, he had become a follower of Jesus and now wanted to meet with Jacob to ask forgiveness.
Shalom, אתה יעקב.
אני יעקב.
שמי יוסף.
אתה יודע שאני הייתי בן 10. קרה לנו אותו דבר בפולניה. גירשו אותנו, ואני ידעתי מה שזה אומר, שאנשים הולכים, עוזבים את העם. והם גם כבני אדם, וגם כיצורי אלוהים. שאני פתאום ראיתי שבשעבור זה ישוע בא, הוא רוצה להביא מה ש...
ותמשיך בדרך הטובה זה לכל העולם, שיראו כל העולם תהיה.
That amazing legacy of peace and reconciliation was passed on to Jacob's son, Salim. He also embraced the teachings of Jesus and chose to forgive rather than fight his Jewish neighbors.
My spiritual formation from the beginning was based that Jesus not only reconciled me as an individual to God, but also he is the answer to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, to my questions concerning the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
In fact, in 1989, Salim started an organization called Musalaha, an Arabic word for reconciliation.
The strategy of our ministry is how we are going to break the dehumanization, the prejudice and demonization of the other. And 20 years ago, we took 15 Israeli and 15 Palestinians into the desert. We got up in the morning, and for the 30 people, 15 Israeli, 15 Palestinian, we had 15 camels. On each camel, we assigned Israeli and Palestinian, And for 3 days we crossed the desert on camels. In the beginning it was a huge, big objection. No, we're not going to do that. After a while, as we're in the desert, we have observed a fundamental change happening in the people.
In the beginning, it's like, wow, what's going on? Like, I should talk to them, I should not talk to them. Like, be really friendly with them. But after I finish, say, okay, like I feel God talk to me.
Elias Noea, a Palestinian Christian, saw his heart soften in that desert. So did Isaac Cohen, an Israeli whose new faith in Jesus brought a new perspective on the conflict.
It's not fair to hate somebody you don't know. Why people hate each other? Because people don't see each other. You don't have this option to actually meet face to face.
It was really good talking with them, and I hear them side and they hear my side.
Then I had the chance to really get knowing as a buddy, as a friend, Palestinian.
And in that desert, a friendship was born. An Israeli and a Palestinian, historically arch enemies, choosing love over hate, understanding over conflict. A new generation embracing peace in the land where the Prince of Peace was born.
With Jesus, we can do anything. Especially here. It's like we see all these things and we pray for peace. When we go celebrate where Jesus was born, 5 minutes from here, we pray that Jesus, He only can do the peace because He's a Prince of Peace.
In Bethlehem, no less, where walls separate and soldiers march, the ultimate Christmas gift is passed on to yet another generation. Two men from two worlds sharing one faith and a new friendship, rooted in their common passion to change the world one heart at a time.
I put my Israeli and Jewish definition in the back, and I've taken my definition as a human being, as the sons of God and the believers in the front.
Are we building today the foundation that our children will have a better life than us? This is something that we have responsibility. This is something that we need to do it now. This is something that we are entrusted with. Jesus called us to pursue and to chase peace. In the Hebrew biblical language, peace is something that you work for, you labor, you pursue, you chase. We are the Prince of Peace. We are the ambassador of peace. And reconciliation, where Jesus changed your heart and your identity, in the process also change how you perceive and look to the others. Can we have the step of faith like the shepherds to go to Him, to find in Him what we need? Can we journey into a distance far away, crossing the desert in obedience to follow Him? This is the challenge for us today. The pain is so great. There are so many scars. My grandfather, my father, and myself, we're longing to see peace in this land. Something that our children and grandchildren will experience. This peace will start in a small scale, in my heart, in my Jewish friend's heart, and will grow and grow, and hopefully will fill the earth.
you.